right, welcome into my Borderlands character tier list. On this list, we've got characters from all the games, including some dead people and some people you guys maybe don't know about. And I'm going to rank them based on my own personal opinions. You might not agree with them. If so, leave an angry comment down below telling me why I'm stupid. Let's get things started off strong. I'm not gonna go straight down the list here. I'm gonna jump around a little bit. We're gonna start off with Mr. Torg. I'm just kidding. He's an S tier character. Boom, like that. Look at that. All right, here's an easy one. Boom, look at that. Commandant Steel. Let's be completely honest with each other. She seemed like she was gonna be cool, and then she got killed by a giant tentacle monster. That's boring as shit. She's an F tier character. Salvador. He's kind of middle of the road for me. You know what I like about Salvador? He screams and he shoots things. You know what I don't like about Salvador? Everything else. Nisha. All right, you know, that's a tough one. I like Nisha as a playable character. As an NPC, she's just kind of Jack's bitch and she doesn't have any personality. I'm gonna put her right there with Salvador. You know who has more personality and charisma than Salvador? Talon. Whatever the damn thing's in it. Is this one's Bloodwing, right? Because I don't think Talon's on here. Talon apparently doesn't count for anything. You know who's a really good character? Gortys. You guys never played Tales from the Borderlands and you don't know who Gortys is. Holy crap, you're missing out. Moxie. Now this one seems like a no-brainer to me. Moxie is clearly an S tier character. Maya, F tier. Boom, that was easy. Now, you know what? Maya improved her character. Like, if all we had was Borderlands 2, this is an easy boom, F tier, right? If all we had was Borderlands 2, she's F tier because there was no personality, there was nothing to her. But because we got some background and she grew and evolved a little bit in Borderlands 3, and then she died, I'm going to bump her. I'm going to put her at C right now. She might move down before the day is up. We'll see how I feel. Typhon De Leon. I'm going to put Typhon in the A category. I like Typhon. I like his voice lines. He's not quite S tier. You know what I'm saying? He's not quite there. Maya, you think Maya for D tier? D for Dustpan? You talked me into it. Brick. That's an easy S tier. And I'm going to put him above Mr. Torg, just behind Moxie. Like they're running neck and neck. They're running titty for titty right there, guys. Axton, again, just like Maya. In Borderlands 2, he didn't have a whole lot of character, though he did have like the stuff that he said about his turrets and stuff. But then in Borderlands 3, when he's hosting the arms race, he's pretty funny. We get a little bit more backstory about him. He's not a B tier, but I'm gonna put him with the C's. Butt Stallion. I want to put Butt Stallion at S, but let's be honest, this is a characters list, and what has Butt Stallion ever said to us? Not a whole lot, other than, you know, and then shit out some guns. You think Butt Stallion's an S tier just because it's Butt Stallion? That's hard to argue with. You got me there. Okay. Dr. Zed. Dr. Zed's an easy B tier for me. More personality than all three of these put together. Dr. Zed goes there. Let's go ahead and hit our first controversy of the day. Tyreen. As a character, I feel like Tyreen as a character didn't give me much of anything, and that's not a knock on her voice actress, who I love. I just didn't enjoy the character of Tyreen. I'm giving her an E. She's not Commandant Steel level, you know what I mean? But she never really gave us anything where I was like, okay, this is an amazing character, you know what I mean? Yeah, she's close to a D. Like it's between these for me. Nurse Nina. No, that's an F. I don't like Nurse Nina. I'll be honest. If Nurse Nina hooked up with Marcus, I would put her a little higher just because, you know, she had some Marcus in her. Ellie. Ellie's an easy one. Ellie is a this is a tough one for me, man. She's a real high A, a real low S for me. I'm not sure which I want to put her at, but I'm going to put her above Butt Stallion. Reese. Okay. So I like Reese a lot, and I love the whole thing with Handsome Jack being, you know, a part of him essentially. I'm putting Reese as a B tier. That could change depending on future events, and he can move up. I like Reese a lot, but this picture is without the mustache. If he had a mustache in this picture, he would be an A. Angel. All right, Angel, much like a lot of these characters, didn't have that much backstory that we could work with. After Borderlands 3 and you do the the side quest in Tanis's lab, Angel moves up to an A for me because you learn more about what happened with her mom, and Handsome Jack. So I'm putting her as a solid A, leaning closer to an S. Her and Typhon are both like on that verge where I can put them either way. You know what I mean? Tiny freaking Tina. All right, I'm gonna be 100% with you guys. When Borderlands 2 first came out, and the very first time I went through and I interacted with Tina, I was like, this kid is annoying, right? But then she grows on you. And then we had the Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep DLC. And then we had her in Borderlands 3. And I'm like, you know what? She's an easy S. That's an easy S tier right there. I'm going to put her above I'm gonna put her above Brick. The reason Brick makes it to S tier is because of Tina and the B team. Those two play off of each other so well that they make each other S tier easily. Athena is an easy A for me. The cool thing about Athena is, number one, she's an awesome character and her backstory is really amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna put her slightly behind Angel, just slightly. I mean, this is almost like a three-way tie, honestly. Like any one of those could be at the front. I like Athena a lot. All right, Lady Hammerlock, much like Tyreen, her character is, oh look, I'm a bitch. That's basically her character. The only thing that would move her up is like if there had been a little more with her and Hammerlock, I would say. Fiona. All right, much like Reese, I like Fiona. I like her character, but we don't know jack diddly squat about her really, other than what we got in Tales from the Borderlands, and then we never got anything else about her in Borderlands 3. Now that could change in the future, but as it stands right now, I don't know, man. I kind of want to put her down. I'm gonna put her as D. I'm gonna put her at D right now. Janie Sniffs a Lot Springs. I gotta put Janie down here on D, man, because she sniffs me every time I walk into her room, and that's just kind of creepy. So we get a little bit more of Janie in Tales from the Borderlands, and that, you know, that moves her up a little bit. The Tales from the Borderlands and her and Athena, and her trying to get Athena to get out of the vault hunting life. Actually, because she talks her out of that. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna put her as a C tier. She's good. She's just not amazing. Okay, how about that? Amara. All right, here's the thing about Amara. I don't like Amara as a character. I like Amara to play. I love playing Amara. I don't like Amara as a character. I don't like that she's like this. She's almost Lady Hammerlock over here. She's almost Aurelia, but fighting on the side of good. I'm gonna put Amara as a D tier. And this is not a knock on her as a playable character. This is just how I feel about her character's personality. She's snooty, and I don't like that. Mordecai. All right, much like the rest of the B team, Mordecai is S tier. Mordecai has been through so much in Borderlands. All right, in Borderlands 1, he's just this drunk sniper, right? He's got his bird. He just wants to drink and have fun with his bird. In Borderlands 2, he comes along and he slags every enemy on the map for you and never kills anything and still talks about his bird. But then Handsome Jack kidnaps and kills Bloodwing. I don't know why Handsome Jack couldn't have used like literally any other bird on the planet, but he chose Bloodwing, and that pissed off Mordecai. Mordecai then changed his ways, stopped drinking, changed things, got a new bird, and joined the B team with Tina and Brick. The three of them are such an amazing team. They belong together. We still have some interesting characters to play around with here. All right, Zero. This is an easy S tier for me. I'm going to put Zero ahead of Moxie, and you guys might think that's controversial or whatever, but here's the thing. Zero is an enigma wrapped inside of a Ferrero Rocher candy. You take a bite out of it, and then there's another Ferrero Rocher candy in there, and you're like, what? So I like Zero. I like the voice lines. I like the mystery behind Zero. I like the interactions between Zero and Reese. I like everything about Zero. All right, Tanis. Okay, here I'm gonna get a little controversial on you guys here. Tanis to me is a B tier. Now, I like Tanis. I like the crazy scientist thing going on. She's not as interesting as every character up here above her. The thing about Tanis is she's just strange. I'm putting her in A tier. I like the strangeness. Speaking of S tier, we got Scooter. Scooter belongs in S tier, and I'm gonna put him above his mom. And you know why? Tales from the Borderlands. One of my favorite moments of all time from any Borderlands game was Scooter in Tales from the Borderlands when they're doing that slow-mo walk, and like he looks over and he's like he's checking out the girl. But Scooter, and then what happens toward the end of Tales from the Borderlands and our final moments with Scooter. S tier in my opinion. All right, Wainwright to me is a solid B tier character. I'm gonna put Wainwright right above Bloodwing. Wainwright is a cool character. I love his voice. I love his personality, and the fact that he makes Hammerlock happy is bonus in my book. I'm gonna put Hammerlock above Reese. I'm gonna put Hammerlock above Zed. Or do I put Hammerlock in A tier? I love Hammerlock. I would put Hammerlock as an A tier, except his DLC in Borderlands 2 sucked, so he gets bumped down to a B tier because of that. Gage. There are things I like about Gage, and then there are things that I don't like about Gage. Ultimately, Gage to me is a more interesting character than Axton, Nisha, Salvador, and Janie. Is she more interesting to me than Bloodwing? Marginally. I'm going B tier for Gage. Mose. I love Mose more than I love a lot of characters on this list. I like her more than I like Hammerlock, believe it or not. The only thing that I don't like about Mose is the noises she makes when she runs sometimes. All right, next up, we got Flak. All right, now there's things I like about Flak, and there's things that I don't like about Flak. Playing Flak is fun. Flak voice lines are okay. I don't really know much about Flak though, other than, you know, what we get in the Echo recording. So is Flak more interesting than Hammerlock? Is Flak more interesting than Zed, Reese? Where do we put Flak at? I'm kind of leaning toward low B, high C. Maybe even behind Axton. I mean, we have more character information about Axton than we have for Flak. Let's go with Marcus. Marcus is a really good character. I like Marcus along the same lines as I like Dr. Zed. These two are basically tied for me. I'm going to put Marcus as a B tier character. Honestly, Marcus could probably be, you know what? Marcus is A tier. He's greedy. He loves guns. He will shoot a guy in the kneecap if they ask for a refund. We have a villain. We have a villain who I like decently, but we don't have enough information about them. We got Katagawa Junior. All right, so to me, Katagawa Junior is more interesting than Janie. Killed his entire family, wants to side with Reese, has some really funny stuff going on with Reese, is a better villain than Tyreen, is more interesting than Amara. All right, you know what? I'm gonna kind of side with you. I think he's a little bit better character-wise than Salvador. I'm gonna put him right there. Yeah, I think I was overvaluing him there for a moment at least. Roland, boom, that was easy. Next, this girl whose name I don't even remember because she was really boring in Tales from the Borderlands. I gotta put her down here too. Claptrap. All right, here's the thing about Claptrap. Claptrap has been around since the beginning of Borderlands. Borderlands without Claptrap feels like Reese's peanut butter cups without peanut butter. You have to have Claptrap, and then there's other moments where you just want Claptrap to roll into a fire covered in oil. But I'm gonna give Claptrap a low A. I'm giving Claptrap a low A. I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, Claptrap's S tier, but Claptrap can be annoying at times, and for that I'm putting Claptrap as an A. All right, I'm feeling a little bit better about this. I shuffled these around a little bit. Let's go with Vaughn. There are things I love about Vaughn, like when he's down to just his skivvies and he's running around in Devil's Razor. Then there's things that I don't like about Vaughn, like he's a little annoying too. Vaughn to me is a character along the lines of everybody else in the C tier. I'm gonna put him just above Katagawa Junior. I'm gonna put him mid C. All right, so now we got Troy. He's the leech character, right? He's leeched off his sister his whole life. He was the sickly child. He had a moment where he could have betrayed his sister, which wouldn't really make any sense. I hear a lot of people say this shit all the time. Troy should have turned on his sister, taken the power for himself, and that they had set it up that way. They kind of hinted at it a little bit. I will give you that. They kind of like made it seem like he might betray her, but it makes no sense. Imagine you're Troy. You would have died were it not for Tyreen. Your sister literally has kept you alive her whole life. Why would you turn on her? I'm gonna put him at D tier above Fiona. He has some pretty great voice lines, and then he has some really cringe ass voice lines, but he's more interesting than Fiona in my opinion, and definitely more interesting than his sister. Yeah, that's what I think about that. We got Clay. I like Clay a lot. This is another character that I like a lot, but do I like him more than Wainwright, Ned? I'm gonna put him just above, just below Wainwright. They're really neck and neck for me. Clay has room to grow. I like the character. I like the voice lines. I like the voice actor who plays him. Super nice guy with a little more story, a little bit more time to get to know him. Easily moves up. I think he's a solid B. Could easily move up at any time with any more story. Wilhelm, boom, that was easy. All right, now we got Zane. This will be a tough one, guys. I know you guys are probably thinking, oh, that's easy, K6. You're just gonna put Zane up here in the S tier, right? Not so fast. Zane to me is a solid S tier. What are you kidding me? Come on, that was easy. Zane is an amazing character. Now, do I think that Zane is better than Tina and Brick? Better than Brick, not better than Tina maybe, but just barely. All right, so far I've got Gortys as the leading S tier candidate. I don't know how I feel about that, but don't worry, that's gonna change here in a minute. All right, up next we got Loader Bro. If you guys never played Tales from the Borderlands, you've missed one of the greatest character arcs in the history of video games with Loader Bro. Loader Bro is easily a more entertaining character than most of the other characters on this list. However, Loader Bro does not have the games under their belt that we've got from Zane and from Tina and Brick and Mordecai and Torg and Ellie and Butt Stallion. But the story we got from Loader Bro, in my opinion, puts Loader Bro at a solid high A, if not a low S. All right, up next we got Captain Scarlett. I like Captain Scarlett a lot, but how much do I like Captain Scarlett? More than Katagawa Junior, more than Axton, more than Gage. I'm putting Captain Scarlett as a solid B. All right, Lorelei, another really cool character. We just haven't had enough time with her yet. So I'm putting Lorelei as a C tier for now. When we get a little bit more time with Lorelei, that could easily move up. It's the same thing with Clay, basically. I like the character a lot. Honestly, she could even be right here with Clay. But we haven't had as much time with her as we've had with Axton. So I'm gonna put her just behind Flack. No, just behind Nisha. No. Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna put her. Yeah, I gotta actually put her there. All right. Yeah, but she can move up easily. Easily she can move up. Lilith. Oh man, Lilith. All right, here's the thing about Lilith. I don't like her. I don't like her as a character. Voice actress, amazing work. I just don't like Lilith. I feel like she's been absolutely terrible with everything she's ever done. She actively encouraged Jack to become Jack. If it weren't for Lilith, Handsome Jack wouldn't even exist probably. Like, all she had to have done at any point in time is stop him from doing the crazy batshit stuff that he did. But no, her and Roland were like, oh yeah, this is fine. I'll wait till, he opens the vault and then we'll, betray him. And then she's like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I'll send Maya down to this vault when I know that there's twins that can leech power from sirens. Yeah, that's a good leadership move right there. So to me, Lilith is terrible. I think she's better than Janie marginally. I'm gonna give her a C. And that's being very, very generous. Yeah, you know what? Because I had to talk to Lilith so much, I'm putting her down here in the D tier. All right, Krieg. I know everybody loves Krieg. There are some amazing character moments for Krieg. Krieg is one of those characters that no matter what you think about Krieg, you have to admit that they are an S tier character. The whole interaction between talking, the internal monologue and everything. I think Krieg is more interesting than Mordecai. Do I think Krieg is more interesting than Brick? Actually, maybe. Ooh, damn. Do I think Krieg is more interesting than Zane? You know what? I'm going to move Tina down so that she can stay with the B team. Oh man, I'm tempted to keep moving Krieg up. I could move these things all day, dude. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm shuffling too much now at this point. Now we're down to the good stuff, guys. Now it's gonna get interesting. All right. Okay, so let's start with Timothy. All right, so for those of you who do not know, Timothy is originally from Borderlands the pre-sequel. We learned that Timothy is a doppelganger for Jack, so has the same voice as Jack, the same appearance as Jack, but Timothy is very much a different person. Timothy is not like Jack. Timothy is not ruthless. Timothy is just a dude that's playing a part, right? The thing about Timothy is we learn more about Timothy in Borderlands 3 with the first DLC, the Handsome Jackpot. And Timothy is actually a pretty interesting character. I'm gonna put him slightly ahead of Clay. No, more like a little bit higher than Wainwright. The more I think about things, the more I move them around. Timothy, yeah, I'm going there. I'm going A tier. All right, now we got Hollowjack. In my opinion, Hollowjack is, if not as funny as, possibly funnier than regular Jack at times. Plus, you get to see some more human side of Hollowjack than you do of regular Jack. We only get regular Handsome Jack in Borderlands 2 and at the very end of the pre-sequel. Those are the only times we get regular Jack, right? Hollowjack we get in Tales from the Borderlands. And Hollowjack is amazing. Hollowjack is easily S tier. And then regular Jack is also S tier, but I'm going to actually put regular Jack behind Hollowjack because I think Hollowjack was even better written than the original Handsome Jack. That leaves one character. Those of you guys watching on YouTube, where do you guys put Ava? Now, let me preface this. Ava is not just base game Borderlands 3, because we also got the Ava Murder Mysteries, which is DLC 6, the director's cut for Borderlands 3. Knowing what we know from the director's cut and the cut funeral scene where we learn more about Maya and Ava, where would you put Ava knowing that information? If the only thing you know is what you've seen from the base game story of Borderlands 3, don't give an answer, because your answer is not technically going to be correct because you don't have all the information available to you. It's like reading one chapter of the Bible and then saying, man, this is some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work. You know, you have to know the whole story. Here's what I'm going to say. Ava is written exactly like my teenage nieces. She's moody, she's brooding, she thinks she's right about everything, and then she makes stupid decisions. That is a very typical teenager, and that she's written fairly well. Then there's the times where you're with her on Athena's and she's like, what do you got, Gate? You got nothing. And that just annoys the shit out of me. But she's a teenager, and teenagers say stupid shit like that. Hell, I'm a grown man teenager, and I say stupid shit like that all the time. But where does she belong in correlation with all these other amazing characters? There's a lot of amazing characters on this list. In my opinion, she's already above Marcus. You also got to remember, she saved both Lilith and Tanis from certain death. Had it not been for Ava, both Lilith and Tanis would be dead. Holy cow, this is tough, dudes. Here's the thing. I don't really actually like Ava as a character. You know what I mean? She's a teenage girl. I don't like personality traits of teenage girls in general. I'm gonna put her behind Bloodwing, but ahead of Axton. Right now, to me, she's a low B, a high C. And you'll notice that here in the C tier, these are characters that all have some potential. Of course, there's a couple that are dead here that no longer have potential, but they all have potential to move up. So yeah, in my opinion, Ava, because of what we know from the Ava Murder Mysteries, which is the director's cut, and what we know from the cut funeral scene, I'm putting her as a low B, a high C above Axton, Flack, and some other characters. There you go. That's my tier list. There it is. So yeah, ultimately, I feel like Hollowjack is one of the best characters in the entire franchise. Hilarious at times. You learn a lot more about Jack through the hologram version of himself. Also, you get to see a human side of Jack via the hologram version of himself. Regular Jack, hilarious and awesome. Easy S tier. Scooter, amazing character. There's a lot of really great characters. And then basically everybody on the A tier list could basically be bottom of the S tier for me, except for Marcus. Marcus is a solid A for me. Athena's a solid A. Typhon's a solid A. B tier characters are characters that are they're just kind of there. You know, they're good. They're just not great yet. And then C tier characters, obviously. But yeah, that's my list. I'm not gonna try and validate it any further. If you don't like it, make your own tier list and let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, tap the bell icon for more. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.